The Himalayas are typically viewed as a colossal barrier, a 1,500-mile wall of ice and stone stretching across 5 nations, from Pakistan to China. But its influence is continental. Tracing the paths of the Ganga, Indus, and Brahmaputra, their headwaters all originate from these high-altitude glaciers. Beneath that visible surface, mapping reveals freshwater reserves trapped deep within the mountain's crust, reaching down an incredible 12 kilometers. Despite our ability to map these peaks from orbit, the range remains a massive data blind spot. To understand the anomalies that persist here, we have to move past the satellite imagery and look at the physical evidence left in the valleys. In the lower valleys, researchers have documented a baseline human anomaly: communities living in near-total isolation, where reaching the age of 100 is common, and modern respiratory and skin diseases are virtually non-existent. Ancient medical texts, like the Charak Samhita, noted this thousands of years ago, crediting the region's health to an unparalleled, uncatalogued medicinal botany that thrives in this specific soil. Even the legend of the Sanjivani, a herb with near-miraculous restorative properties, suggests that early inhabitants were tapping into a biological reality that modern pharmacology is only beginning to investigate. Further down in the foothills, archaeologists have uncovered fossils that rank among the oldest human remains ever recorded. The presence of these ancient remains, alongside the unique biological and survival resources of the valleys, suggests that these foothills played a far more central role in early human habitation than current history books account for. Moving into the mid-altitudes, the environment turns hostile. Here, the focus shifts from the flourishing of life to the preservation of the past. At 16,500 feet, explorers find Rupkund, known as the Skeleton Lake. During the brief summer thaw, the ice reveals hundreds of human skeletons. These aren't just bleached bones. Many still have segments of flesh and personal jewelry attached, frozen in a state of eerie preservation. The theories remain unresolved. Some researchers believe these were lost World War II soldiers, while local oral histories describe a sudden ancient disaster that wiped out a single massive group in minutes. This rugged terrain is also the reported territory of the Yeti, or Himanov. Decade after decade, experienced mountaineers provide consistent testimonies and physical evidence, including massive bipedal tracks that don't match any known high-altitude bear. This mid-range also contains technological anomalies. Mountaineers describe localized dead zones, where all cellular and satellite equipment fails completely, only to return to full functionality just a few feet away. At this altitude, standard tools for biological and technological mapping begin to struggle, leaving behind physical evidence that sits outside our current categories of understanding. Past 17,000 feet, human survival is pushed to its limit, making it one of the most difficult places on Earth to gather consistent data. In Sikkim, Guru Dongmar Lake sits at a punishing elevation of 17,800 feet. There is a specific section of this water that remains liquid year-round, even as the rest of the lake and the surrounding atmosphere drop well below freezing. While traditional thermal models for high-altitude lakes don't fully explain this localized warmth, local belief attributes the local water to a lasting blessing from Guru Padmasambhava. Higher still lies the legend of Gangangunj, a monastery said to exist in a timeless, unreachable valley hidden from modern instruments. It is described as a sanctuary for immortal ascetics who have lived through multiple generations of the world below. The ultimate mystery of the range is Mount Kailash, standing at 21,000 feet. It has never been climbed. Expeditions report an intense sense of disorientation, with some climbers describing the mountain as if it were changing its orientation as they move. Nearby Lake Mansarovar presents its own visual anomaly. Water at its edges appears deep blue, while the center holds a distinct, unexplained green hue. These peaks have been regarded as the dwelling place of the gods for millennia, a region where time and distance are said to function differently than in the world below. In the high peaks, the data points we rely on for geography become less reliable, replaced by phenomena that we can observe but not yet explain. Descending from the peaks, it becomes clear that the Himalayas are more than a line on a map. They represent a significant gap in our current understanding of the natural world. We often assume that our global mapping and biological catalogs are complete, but the unresolved anomalies found throughout this range suggest otherwise. The Himalayas stand as a massive reminder that parts of our planet are still holding on to their secrets, and some heights were never intended to be fully mapped.